The Insects from Shaggai. Part 2. Modes of Interdimensional Nutrition. Similar to the fungi from Yog-Sothoth, the insects from Shaggai are not made of the same matter that we are, and thus are probably from another universe with slightly different natural laws. In Ramsey Campbell's tale The Insects from Shaggai, one of the insects had direct physical contact with the story's protagonist, and whether this resulted in a symbiotic merging of the two entities or simply an exchange of information and experiences, the history of insect civilization was revealed. This article initiates this discussion, focusing on their homeworld and mode of nutrition. Not surprisingly, it is learned that the insect's original homeworld was the planet Shaggai, located at the edge of the universe, orbiting a double emerald green sun. Based on this description, the homeworld of the insects is more than likely not in our universe. First, if the planet is located at the edge of the universe, then it would be somewhere between the Hubble Deep Field and the Hubble Ultra Deep Field zone of the universe. Additionally, if the Big Bang resulted in the creation of a multiverse where our universe and others butt off each other in an expanding eternal space, the phrase "at the edge of the universe" may actually be a reference to a part of spacetime that does not exist in our universe. Second, and more importantly, green stars do not exist in our universe. The color of a star depends on its surface temperature. Cooler stars are red, having a surface temperature less than 3,500 Kelvin, while hotter stars are blue, having temperatures greater than 12,000 Kelvin. Our Sun generates white light at surface temperatures of 6,800 Kelvin. Stars give off radiation from the entire electromagnetic spectrum, including light, between infrared and ultraviolet. The hottest stars peak in the blue part of the spectrum, while the coolest stars peak in the red. An average or typical star, like our Sun, emits light from throughout the entire color spectrum, including green. However, when all of the light wavelengths mix, they result in white light. To get a green star, the majority of its light would have to be emitting in the green portion of the light spectrum. However, stars don't function like this in our spacetime. Light from hotter stars is dominated by blue and light from cooler stars is dominated by red. Thus, there is no way for the light wavelength to remain stable in the middle portion of the light spectrum, and so no green stars exist in our spacetime. However, if the physical laws are different in another universe, maybe green stars can exist. Given this information, Shaggai existing at the edge of the universe must mean they exist in another universe. Another variation on the physical laws of our universe can be found in describing their mode of obtaining nutrition. Chlorophyll pigments in terran plants are used to absorb light waves as a source of energy in the process of photosynthesis. Chlorophyll A tends to absorb mostly red light, while chlorophyll B tends to absorb a lot of blue and some red. The net result is most plants absorb little to no green light, which is reflected back and is why most plants are green in color. While more recent studies indicate that green light may be important in contributing toward the efficiency of photosynthesis and in the biochemical development of plant tissues, green light is still the least efficiently used portion of the light spectrum, between 300 and 800 nanometers in the EM spectrum, as per the relative quantum efficiency curve. Getting back to the insects from Shaggai, it was stated that on their homeworld, none needed to eat. They lived by photosynthesis of the green rays of the double star. If the insects from Shaggai evolved on a world that orbited a double green star system, then it would make sense that they were adapted to utilize this portion of the EM spectrum as a source of energy. Maybe the pigment or molecule the insects use is similar to bacteriorhodopsin, which is a protein that halobacteria, a group of extremely primitive bacteria that require high salt concentrations to exist, used to move protons across the cell membrane and out of the cell. When this membrane protein absorbs a photon, there is a conformational change of this macromolecule that results in the pumping of the proton across the cell membrane. Interestingly, the bacteriorhodopsin molecule is purple and is most efficient at absorbing green light. Thus, while nothing is known about the physiology of the insects of Shaggai except that they are made of different matter than us, it may be possible that they use similar photosensitive proteins to collect and use the green light from their twin suns for photosynthesis. Next time we will discuss how the interdimensional and interstellar travels of the Insects of Shaggai eventually lead them to establishing a small colony on Earth.